اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وأجل فرجهم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. عن جابر بن عبد الله الأنصاري عن فاطمة الزهراء عليها السلام بنت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله قال: سمعت فاطمة أنها قالت: دخل علي أبي رسول الله في بعض الأيام فقال: السلام عليك يا فاطمة. فقلت: عليك السلام. قال: إني أجد في بدني ضعفا. فقلت له: أعيذك بالله يا أبتاه من الضعف. فقال: يا فاطمة ائتيني بالكساء اليماني فغطيني به. فأتيته بالكساء اليماني فغطيته به وسرت أنظر إليه وإذا وجهه يتلألأ كأنه البدر في ليلة تمامه وكماله. فما كانت إلا ساعة وإذا بولد الحسن قد أقبل وقال: السلام عليك يا أمه. فقلت: عليك السلام يا غرة عيني وثمرة فؤادي. فقال: يا أماه إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة جدي رسول الله. فقلت: نعم، إن جدك تحت الكثاء. فأقبل الحسن نحو الكساء وقال: السلام عليك يا جداه يا رسول الله. أتأذن لي أن أدخل معك تحت الكساء؟ فقال: وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا صاحب حوضي. قد أذنت لك. فدخل معه تحت الكساء فما كانت إلا ساعة وإذا بولد الحسين قد أقبل وقال: السلام عليك يا أمه. فقلت: عليك السلام يا ولدي ويا غرة عيني وثمرة فؤادي. فقال لي: يا أماه إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة جدي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله. فقلت: نعم، إن جدك وأخاك تحت الكساء. وزن الحسين نحو الكساء وقال: السلام عليك يا جدو. السلام عليك يا من اختاره الله. أتأذن لي أن أكون معكما تحت الكساء؟ فقال: وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا شافع أمتي. قد أذنت لك. فدخل معهما تحت الكساء فأقبل عند ذلك أبو الحسن علي بن أبي طالب وقال السلام عليك يا بنت رسول الله. فقلت وعليك السلام يا أبا الحسن يا أمير المؤمنين. فقال يا فاطمة إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة أخي وابن أمي رسول الله. فقلت نعم، ها هو مع ولديك تحت الكساء. فأقبل علي نحو الكساء وقال السلام عليك يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ قال له وعليك السلام يا أخي ويا وسي وخليفتي وصاحب لواي، قد أذنت لك. فدخل علي تحت الكساء ثم أتيت نحو الكساء وقلت السلام عليك يا أبتاه يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أنا أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ قال وعليك السلام يا بنتي ويا بضعتي، قد أذنت لك. فدخلت تحت الكساء. فلما اكتملنا جميعا تحت الكساء أخذ أبي رسول الله بطرفي الكساء وأومأ بيده اليمنى إلى السماء وقال اللهم إن هؤلاء أهل بيتي وخاصتي وحامتي، لهمهم لهمي ودمهم دمي، يؤلمني ما يؤلمهم ويحزنني ما يحزنهم. أنا حرب لمن حاربهم وسلم لمن سالمهم وعدو لمن عاداهم ومحب لمن أحبهم. إنهم مني وأنا منهم، فاجعل صلواتك وبركاتك ورحمتك وغفرانك ورزوانك علي وعليهم، وأذهب عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. وقال الله عز وجل يا ملائكتي ويا سكان سماواتي، إني ما خلقت سماء مبنيا ولا أرضا مدهيا ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مزيا ولا فلكا يدوم ولا بحرا يجري ولا فلكا يسري إلا في محبة هؤلاء الخمسة الذين هم تحت الكساء. فقال الأمين جبرائيل يا ربي ومن تحت الكساء؟ فقال عز وجل هم أهل بيت النبوة ومعدن الرسالة، هم فاطمة وأبوها وبالها وبنوها. فقال جبرائيل يا رب أتأذن لي أن أهبط إلى الأرض لأكون معهم سادسا؟ فقال الله نعم، قد عزمت لك فهبت الأمين جبرائيل وقال السلام عليك يا رسول الله. العلي الأعلى يغرئك السلام ويخصك بالتحية والإكرام ويقول لك وعزتي وجلالي إني ما خلقت سماء مبنيا ولا عرزا مدهيا ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مزيعا ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحرا يجري ولا فلكا يسري إلا لأجلكم ومحبتكم. وقد عظنا لي أن أدخل معكم فهل تعظن لي يا رسول الله؟ فقال رسول الله وعليك السلام يا عمين وحي الله إنه نعم قد أذنت لك. فدخل جبرائيل معنا تحت الكساء فقال لعبي إن الله قد أرهى إليكم يقول إنما يريد الله ليذهب عنكم الرجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا. فقال علي لعبي يا رسول الله أخبرني ما لجلوسنا هذا تحت الكساء من الفضل عند الله. فقال النبي والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة نجيا ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل العز وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا إلا ونزلت عليهم الرحمة وهفت بهم الملائكة واستغفرت لهم إلى أن يتفرقوا. فقال علي إذا والله فزنا وفاز شيعتنا ورب الكعبة. فقال النبي ثانيا يا علي والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة نجيا ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا وفيهم محموم إلا وفرج الله همه ولا مغموم إلا وكشف الله غمه ولا طالب حاجة إلا وقضى الله حاجته. فقال علي إذا والله فزنا وسعدنا وكذلك شيعتنا فازوا وسعدوا في الدنيا والآخرة ورب الكعبة صلوات الله.
سب سے پہلے تمام مومنین و مومنات کو ولادت مولود کعبہ کی مبارکباد پیش کرتا ہوں. خیر ایک بار مل کے اور درود بھیج دیں. اللہ صدیوں کے انتظار کا ایسا صلا دیا، صدیوں کے انتظار کا ایسا صلا دیا، دونوں جہاں کا سر میری جانب جھکا دیا. تیرا رجب کو بولا علی سے خدا کا گھر، تیرا رجب کو بولا علی سے خدا کا گھر، قبلہ مجھے تو آپ نے کعبہ بنا دیا. نعرہ حیدری. ایک بار مل کر درود بھیج دیں. اللہ کیا اسے مانوں کہ جس کی ابتدا کعبے میں ہے، کیا اسے مانوں کہ جس کی ابتدا کعبے میں ہے، اے مقصر سجدہ نہ کر مرتضیٰ کعبے میں ہے، کیا اسے مانوں. عرش کی تسبیح کہے لا الہ کی عید ہے، عرش کی تسبیح کہے لا الہ کی عید ہے. پھر نہ کیوں مانوں علی کی ولا توحید ہے، شکریہ کے واسطے جب مصطفیٰ کعبے میں ہے، کیا اسے اس لیے دیکھے بنا رب کو سجدہ ہو گیا، اس لیے دیکھے بنا رب کو سجدہ ہو گیا، کیونکہ ظاہر میں علی اس کا چہرہ ہو گیا. تو بتا اس کے علاوہ اور کیا کعبے میں ہے، تو بتا اس کے یا علی حیدر، تو بتا اس کے علاوہ اور کیا کعبے میں ہے، کیا اسے مانوں. تیری آمد سوچ کر دشمنوں کے دل جلے، تیری آمد سوچ کر دشمنوں کے دل جلے. 3 دن کافی ہیں بس، چل علی اب گھر چلیں، تاکہ دنیا مان لے غائب خدا کعبے میں ہے، کیا اسے مانوں. اور آخری شعر پیش کر رہا ہوں، میرا خود کا لکھا ہوا ہے. شک کرے بے شک کرے بن علی کے کچھ نہیں. شک کرے بے شک کرے بن علی کہ کچھ نہیں. کہتا ہے کیوں شیخ جی واقعہ یہ سچ نہیں. آج بھی دیوار کے شک کا نشان کعبے میں ہے. آج بھی دیوار کے شک کا نشان کعبے میں ہے. کیا اسے مانوں کہ جس کی ابتدا کعبے میں ہے. کیا اسے مانوں. بر محمد وال محمد صلوات.
بر محمد وال محمد صلوات. جبریل میں چاہتا ہوں آباد میرا گھر ہو. جبریل میں چاہتا ہوں آباد میرا گھر ہو. جبریل میں چاہتا ہوں، جبریل میں چاہتا ہوں آباد میرا گھر ہو. لا ولد کے گھر پیدا ایک ننھا سا دلبر ہو. لا ولد کے گھر پیدا ایک ننھا سا دلبر ہو. جبریل میں چاہتا ہوں آباد میرا گھر ہو. کوئی جو رکاوٹ ہو رستے سے ہٹا دینا. کوئی جو رکاوٹ ہو رستے سے ہٹا دینا. پرواہ نہیں کعبے کی، پرواہ نہیں کعبے کی دیوار گرا دینا. سردار کی آمد پہ لازم ہے نیا در ہو. سردار کی آمد پہ لازم ہے نیا در ہو. جبریل میں چاہتا ہوں آباد میرا گھر ہو. چاہے تو زمینوں پہ افلاک الٹ آئے. چاہے تو زمینوں پہ افلاک الٹ آئے. کیا ایک کئی سورج، کیا ایک کئی سورج انگلی پہ پلٹ آئے. بندہ ہو مگر میرے اوصاف کا مظہر ہو. بندہ ہو مگر میرے اوصاف کا مظہر ہو. جبریل میں چاہتا ہوں آباد میرا گھر ہو. یار اتنے پریشان کیوں بیٹھے ہوئے ہیں سارے؟ نعرہ حیدری، جشن ہے یار، مسکرائیں، کیا ہو گیا؟ سائل کو عطا کر دے املاک یمن پوری، سائل کو عطا کر دے املاک یمن پوری، اور اپنے گزارے کو، اور اپنے گزارے کو باغات کی مزدوری، شاہوں کا شہنشاہ ہو، مزدوروں کا لیڈر ہو، شاہوں کا شہنشاہ ہو، مزدوروں کا لیڈر ہو، جبریل میں چاہتا ہوں آباد میرا گھر ہو۔ صلوات۔
صلوات۔ علی ورگا زمانے تے کوئی پیر وکھا مینوں، علی باج محمد دا کوئی ویر وکھا مینوں، علی ورگا زمانے تے کوئی پیر وکھا مینوں، اچھی ذات علی دیے، کائنات علی دیے، علی جتنی کسے دیوی جاگیر وکھا مینوں، علی ورگا زمانے تے کوئی پیر وکھا مینوں، کعبے چ ولادت ہے، مسجد شہادت ہے، او دی ورگی کسے دیوی تو کیر وکھا مینوں، علی ورگا زمانے تے کوئی پیر وکھا مینوں، علی دل نو توڑدا نہیں، علی خالی موڑدا نہیں، علی باج کوئی دنیا تے امیر وکھا مینوں، علی ورگا زمانے تے کوئی پیر وکھا مینوں، علی باج محمد دا کوئی ویر وکھا مینوں، علی ورگا زمانے تے کوئی پیر وکھا مینوں۔
ابو طالب کا بیٹا، ابو طالب کا بیٹا، وصیت کا مینارہ، ابو طالب کا بیٹا، غدیر خم کا دولہا، ابو طالب کا بیٹا، علی مردوں کو جلائے، علی سورج پلٹائے، کرشمے دیکھ کے جس کے نصیری چکر کھائے، نصیری سمجھ نہ پائے، خدا ہے یا ہے بندہ ابو طالب کا بیٹا. ہوئی جب ان کی ولایت بتوں کی آئی شامت. مخدر دین کا جاگا ملی کعبے کو طہارت. وقار خانہ کعبہ ابو طالب کا بیٹا. نعرہ حیدری.
درود بھیجیے محمد وآل محمد. اللہم صلی. کل کا ولی ہے سب کا ہے مولا مشکل کشائے میرا علی ہے. کل کا ولی ہے سب کا ہے مولا مشکل کشائے میرا علی ہے. ایسا کہیں بھی کوئی نہیں ہے خلق میں جیسا میرا علی ہے. کل کا ولی ہے سب کا ہے مولا مشکل کشائے میرا علی ہے. بعد قضا جب قبر میں میری آئے فرشتے پوچھنے مجھ سے کون تمہارا مولا ہے بولو کس کے ہو عاشق کس کے ہو بندے. کچھ نہ فرشتے بول سکے جب میں نے پکارا میرا علی ہے. یا علی. کل کا ولی ہے سب کا ہے مولا مشکل کشائے میرا علی ہے. قرآن قرآن کرنے والو سن لو تم یہ بات ہماری نکتہ با کے بن ہے ادھوری اس قرآن کی آیت ساری. نفرت میں تم بھول نہ جانا با کا نکتہ میرا علی ہے. کل کا ولی ہے سب کا ہے مولا مشکل کشائے میرا علی ہے. جنگ احد میں احمد کو جب چھوڑ کے بھاگے سارے صحابی صرف علی تھا جس کی خاطر خالق نے تلوار اتاری. تنہا نبی کو ہر دشمن سے جس نے بچایا میرا علی ہے. یا علی. کل کا ولی ہے سب کا ہے مولا مشکل کشائے میرا علی ہے. مولا علی کو مولا کہہ کر عاشق سارے خوش ہوتے تھے. سن کر وہ اعلان ولایت کچھ لوگوں کے چہرے اترے. خم کی زمین پر سب کے لبوں پر تھا یہی نعرہ میرا علی ہے. کل کا ولی ہے سب کا ہے مولا مشکل کشائے میرا علی ہے کل کا ولی ہے سب کا ہے مولا مشکل کشائے میرا علی ہے محمد وآل محمد صلوات یا علی محمد وآل محمد
مشیر کاظمی صاحب کا کلام ہے اور میرا بڑا پسندیدہ ہے، سو اس کے چند اشعار پیش کرتا ہوں اس سے پہلے کہ میں مناقبت مولا علی پیش کروں۔ نہیں ہوتی گناہ گاروں پہ رحمت ہو بھی سکتی ہے، نہیں ہوتی گناہ گاروں پہ رحمت ہو بھی سکتی ہے، محبت ہو علی سے تو شفاعت ہو بھی سکتی ہے ارشاد نبی ذکر علی عین عبادت ہے، بنا حب علی باطل عبادت ہو بھی سکتی ہے، اور نہیں ہوں عابد و زاہد مگر ذاکر ہوں مولا کا، علی کے ذکر سے میری طہارت، اور نہیں کرتے کسی پر بھی تبرہ ہم نہیں کرتے۔ پرویز صاحب سن رہے ہیں؟ نہیں کرتے کسی پر بھی تبرہ ہم نہیں کرتے، اور جو دشمن ہو علی کے ان پہ لعنت، نبی کو چھوڑ کر بھاگے ہے ناممکن ہے ناممکن، یہ کبھی نہیں ہو سکتا، لیکن اس کے برعکس ہوگا۔ نبی کو چھوڑ کر بھاگے ہے ناممکن ہے ناممکن، ہے ممکن بھی پرانی ان کی عادت ہو بھی سکتی ہے، اور نبی کے منہ چھپاتے ہی کھلے عقدے محبت کے، نبی کے منہ چھپاتے ہی کھلے عقدے محبت کے، نہ تھی امید امت بے مروت ہو بھی سکتی ہے۔ تصور میں نہیں آتا کچہری ختم ہونے تک، کچہری میں کھڑی خاتون جنت ہو بھی سکتی ہے۔ بر محمد و آل محمد صلوات۔ اکبر صاحب یہ بڑی پرانی مناقبت ہے، 50 سال پہلے سی، تو آپ یوز ٹو ہیں اس کے۔ چمن چمن کلی کلی علی 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 علی، میرا شاہ زمن علی، جری و بو شکن علی، شریک پنج تن علی، اور چلا گیا انجمن علی، خدا کا کون ہے ولی، علی 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 علی، علی صدائے کمبری عطا کرے کلندری، علی ہے فخر بوزری، ہے جس کا نعرہ ہے دری، شہر شہر گلی گلی، علی 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 علی۔ علی خدا کی شان ہے، رسول کی زبان ہے، عبادتوں کی جان ہے، بلال کی اذان ہے، نماز جس میں ہے ڈلی، علی 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 علی۔ وہ لشکر سپاہ بھی اور کہیں وہ بادشاہ بھی، کرم کی بارگاہ بھی، ہماری سجدہ گاہ بھی، یہ کہہ کہ ہے بلا ٹلی، अली 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 अली। ज़मी भी है ज़मा भी है और मकी भी है मकां भी है, अया भी है नेहा भी है, यहाँ भी है वहाँ भी है, मलक जिसके अर्दली अली 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 अली। वो मुस्तफ़ा का जानशी दुआए मैं शरे हसी, किया है याद जब कहीं मदद को आ गए वहीं, सैयन जली अली 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 अली। नाराए हैदरी।
Assalamu alaikum. Tonight we are celebrating the Wiladat of Maulai Kainat Amir al-Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Felicitations to all of you and the household of Prophet, and especially the Imam of our time, Hajjullah Ta'ala Farja Sharif. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad on this auspicious occasion, and each one of you on this occasion. Inshallah, we have the lecture by Sayyid Ali Imran after the announcements, and then we will have the one of the naats, inshallah, by one of the participants, and then we have the takeaway niyaz. Just to quickly remind, I know it's a little bit delayed today, so many reciters, and there are still more people to recite, but I feel sorry for those who cannot recite. Inshallah, next time. Just to quickly remind upcoming programs. So next program, and every Thursday, Shabi Jumrah program at this center, we start 7 o'clock with Isha Jama Salat, and then we have the recitations of Friday, and then the lecture. So if you can join us. This coming Thursday will be commemorating the wafat of Bibi Zainab Salamu Alaiha. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So we'll start our usual time on this coming Thursday at 7 o'clock. After Isha Jama Salat and Taqibat, we'll have the Wafat Majlis by Maulana Sayyid Muhammad Ali Najafi. So this Thursday, we'll have the Majlis on the Shabi Juma program. On Friday, we do Juma Salat. This coming Friday will be 12:30, the Awwal Waqt. Inshallah, we do Jama Salat for Juma. On Saturday, Fajr, we do Jama Salat for Fajr, 6:30 in the morning, followed by the breakfast, if anyone can join on ladies and gents sides. Next program will be the 22nd Rajab evening for the Niyaz of Kunde, we call it. So two announcements on that. It will be inshallah on the night of Wednesday, which will be the 22nd night. We'll start 7:30 here with the recitation of Quran and Hadith Qissa, and followed by the Niyaz inshallah. There will be no other lectures and programs. It's just the Niyaz on that day. Also, for those who are interested in donating towards the Niyaz, or rather contributing towards the Niyaz, you can contact management, anyone in the management, Muhammad Bhai, myself, on ladies side, anyone in the management, for contributing or for adding your contribution towards the Niyaz. We do have the sponsor, but still that's a partial sponsor, so anyone can contribute, and inshallah you'll get the reward for that. Lastly, just remember those people who are no longer with us, all those volunteers that have been part of this community for a long time, our marhumin, Mu'mineen and Mu'minat, and also those the sponsors of tonight, Tabarruk and Niyaz, the contractor family, especially Dr. Shahaban Ali Jamal Bhai contractor, Khurshid Banu Muhammad Ali Kapadia, Fatma Muhammad Ali Bhaidani, all those people who have brought Niyaz, their marhumin, Kul Mu'mineen and Mu'minat, Muslimin and Muslimat. Al-Fatiha. One last request, if you can come a little bit towards the mimbar, and with your loud salawat, I'll request Sayyid Ali Imran to come to the mimbar with your loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
پکا کے ملائے لا الہ حسین بر محمد وآل محمد صلوات
اللہ اکبر یا رسول اللہ اعوذ باللہ من الشیطان الرجیم بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم الحمد والثناء للہ رب العالمین بارئ الخلائق اجمعین الذی لا یبلغ مدحته القائلون ولا يحصي نعماءه العادون ولا يؤدي حقه المجتهدون ثم الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وآله الطاهرين. أما بعد فقد قال الله تعالى في كتابه المجيد وقوله الحق بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أعطيناك الكوثر صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. Usually on the minbar we come and we deliver a lecture, but because it's a jashan and I heard so many beautiful qasidas, if you guys don't mind, اگر اجازت ہو تو میں بھی دو تین شعر شہید سبت جعفر صاحب کے کلام ہے اور میر حسن میر نے اس کو پڑھا ہوا ہے، بہت پرانا قصیدہ ہے یہ، تو صلوات پڑھ دیں. چھیڑ دیا ہے ذکر مولا منبر جانے حیدر جانے چھیڑ دیا ہے ذکر مولا منبر جانے حیدر جانے کفر ہے گر یہ عشق علی کا کافر جانے حیدر جانے اور بنت اسد تو جائیں گی ہر حال میں کعبے کے اندر اور بنت اسد تو جائیں گی ہر حال میں کعبے کے اندر در ہوگی دیوار کہاں سے مادر جانے حیدر جانے اور اسماعیل یہ سوچ رہے تھے کیوں گردن پر ہاتھ رکھوں اسماعیل یہ سوچ رہے تھے کیوں گردن پر ہاتھ رکھوں نام علی ہے میرے لبوں پر خنجر جانے حیدر جانے. اور آخری شعر اور عشق علی کے دعوے دارو इश्क अली के दावेदारों, रब की इबादत लाजिम है। ये मेरी लेक्चर का तमहीद है। और इश्क अली के दावेदारों, रब की इबादत लाजिम है। ये कह कर मत जान छुड़ाओ, महशर जाने हैदर जाने, हैदर जाने, हैदर जाने, हैदर जाने, हैदर जाने। सलवात पढ़ दे मोहम्मद वाली मोहम्मद, मोहम्मद वाली मोहम्मद। ब्रदर आमिर ने कहा था थोड़े से कुछ जुमले उर्दू में भी कहते, तो मेरे उर्दू की ब्रदर हाजिरी होगी कि मेरे से स्पीच तो उर्दू में जो ना बड़ी सख्त हो जाती है। आई एम नॉट दैट फॉर्मल विद माई Urdu, so if you don't mind, I'm going to continue now inshallah in English. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to all of the brothers and the sisters on this very auspicious occasion. Thank you for having me here on this evening. It's my honor to be here in your community. It is extremely difficult to give a lecture on Imam Ali anyways. It's very difficult to say anything about him. How can we put his merits and his virtues in our language? It's very, very difficult. And on the whole drive here, where I actually got lost 3 times, right? 'Cause I was thinking, how am I supposed to start this speech? Someone who was born in the Kaaba, no one before and no one after. It was a unique merit that only he has. Someone who the Prophet ﷺ said that I am this, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad, that I am the city of knowledge. I am the city of knowledge, but if you want to come to the city, you must enter through its gate, and Ali is its gate. The Ali who, if you remove him, brothers and sisters, if you remove some of the companions from the history and the seerah of the Holy Prophet, not much changes in the seerah of the Prophet. Okay, not much changes. If someone was not in the cave of Hira with the Holy Prophet, not much changes in the history and the storyline. If someone, for example, ran away from the battlefield, not much changes in that case. The Muslims were going to win anyways. But there are some individuals that if you remove them from the storyline, the story changes actually. If you remove Ali from Badr, the story changes. You have to write a new story. If you remove Ali from Uhud, the story changes. The Prophet was attacked. Prophet ﷺ was injured in the battle of Uhud. If you remove Imam Ali from that story, it would have been far worse. If you remove Ali from Khaybar, the story changes. If you remove Ali from Khandaq, the story changes. There are some companions that if you remove them from the seerah of the Holy Prophet, the story changes. It's some other story. And alhamdulillah that we did not get to witness that story. We saw and witnessed the story of the Holy Prophet ﷺ with the seerah where Imam Ali was present. The one who said in one of the sermons on Nahjul Balagha that me and Khadija salamullah alayha, we were the first ones to see the light on the face of the Prophet, the light of revelation. Because when he returned from Hira, cave of Hira, I initially said in the Hijrah, the cave of Thawr, not cave of Hira. But when the Prophet returned from Hira, he had the nur and the light of revelation on his face, that Khadija and Imam Ali alayhi salam, who used to live with them, he was sort of with the Prophet. Hence why he says that my steps, I used to follow the steps of the Prophet like how a young camel follows the footsteps of its mother and father. This is how the Imam grew. That he was the first one who saw the revelation and he heard the sounds of the wahi. He was the first one to witness that. So this whole battle and debate of who was the first convert and was he the first baligh convert and was he not baligh, and going into all of these commotions. No, he is the first one to witness. And these are individuals, both, I want to mention Lady Khadija as well. She was obviously with Imam Ali alayhi salam, that there is no first or second. They were both witnesses, they both converted, and they are from the companions who didn't question. Other companions, they had question, doubt, what's going on, what is this new message? They did taslim the day that the Prophet came back from the cave of Hira. They did taslim of it. So it's very difficult to speak about someone like Imam Ali alayhi salam. But brothers and sisters, my duty here on the minbar is to, present at least a educational component of the Imam, because that is the Imam Ali alayhi salam in the Muslim Ummah, not just for the Shia, just generally in the Muslim Ummah. He is an archetype and he is a symbol of hikmah, of wisdom and spirituality and knowledge. Even amongst the Ahlul Sunnah, even amongst the Sufis, the Sufi tradition, and of course amongst the Shia, what he is recognized and what he is known for, yes, his bravery, his courage, his strength, all of that was there. But many other humans are also strong. What he is recognized for and what he is a symbol of is his knowledge and wisdom. And hence why the Prophet said, if you want to get access to even the city, you must enter through its gate. Right? Some gates are for some people. Not everybody can enter from every gate. This gate is for the special people, the privileged people. Not everybody can enter through any gate, especially in those days. If you remember in the story of Prophet Yusuf and Yaqub, when Yaqub sends his sons for the second time, he says, hey, enter from different gates. Different gates are for different people. Maybe certain merchants enter from this gate, certain maybe poor people from this gate, the residents enter from a certain gate. If you are a believer and a mu'min and you want access to the knowledge of the Holy Prophet, you must enter through this gate. There is no other gate. Anyone claiming to be the gate, sorry brother and sister, you're in the wrong city. You've entered the wrong city. Like I was about to enter into Niagara Falls a while ago. I was supposed to make a U-turn, come back to Hamilton. Brothers and sisters, one of the letters of Imam Ali alayhi salam that is in Nahjul Balagha is letter 31. And I encourage all of you to go home tonight, read, go through it. It's a little bit long, but at least go through it, see what is in this letter. It is unfortunate that we have not really paid attention to Nahjul Balagha generally in our communities. It is not really a book that we have any affinity with. It is one of the only books that has the entire compilation of his sermons, of his letters, of his hikmah, of his wisdom. And we are proud of the book, right? We are proud of it. We tell everybody we have Nahjul Balagha, but really the reality is we don't really read it, right? Because, by the way, it is a very difficult book. Even in the Arabic, just because you know Arabic doesn't mean you can access that book. You can see a big difference in the Arabic of Nahjul Balagha and the Arabic of the 2nd century Hijri. Imam Sadiq alayhi salam's ahadith are very different in the Arabic of the Imam Ali alayhi salam's Arabic. It's very different. Anyone who is familiar with ahadith can tell you that. Because as time changed, the Arabic level was changing, the language was changing. So the Balagha, hence why it's called the peak of eloquence. Ibn Abil Hadid, one of the most famous commentators of the Nahjul Balagha, he's not even Shia, he's Mu'tazili. He says about the kalam of Amir al-Mu'mineen that I have found there's two types of kalam. One is the kalamullah, and within the kalam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala there are different levels. So they say that the grammarians, they say that the most eloquent verse in the Quran is the verse where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to the water at the time of the flood of Prophet Nuh, that, oh, the sama, ya sama, ikla'i, close your water, let the water sink in, and the ship should go land on Mount Judi. Okay, wastawat ala al-Judi. So there's a very eloquent ayah. And they say the least eloquent is Surah Masad. Now, brothers and sisters, when they say least eloquent for Quran, they don't mean our eloquence level. No, this is a different category of balagha. Within that, there are different levels. So they say the least eloquent is Surah Masad. Maybe because Allah is using very harsh language in that. Then Ibn Abil Hadid said, then you have the kalam of the Bashar. In that you have the kalam of many, many famous Arab poets. They were not ineloquent, they were very eloquent. But then he says, then you have in the middle the kalam of Imam Ali alayhi salam. Says this is between the bashar and the kalam of Allah. This is a Sunni Mu'tazili scholar, one of the most famous commentators of Nahj al-Balagha. He is saying this about Imam Ali. So look, Nahj al-Balagha is not an easy text, I agree, but still try to flip the pages, see what is written in it. One of the very important sermons, letters, is letter number 31. Letter number 31 is a letter that Imam Ali writes after the Battle of Siffin. Brothers, Battle of Siffin was a turning point. And you can see from the words of Imam Ali that he knows this is now the turning point. You know, Bani Umayyah is now slowly going to get more power. This is not like the Battle of Jamal or the Battle of Nahrawan, where there was a clear victory for Imam Ali alayhi salam. In Battle of Siffin, many problems emerged later on. During the battle, problems emerged. After the battle, the Khawarij came, they emerged. When he's returning from that battle, he goes to there's a town that they are in, and he decides to dictate this wasiyah, this will, this advice. Many scholars say it is for Imam Hassan alayhi salam. Some say no, it is Muhammad ibn Hanafiya. It doesn't matter who it's for. The messages in it are universal. Most likely it is for Imam Hassan actually. The reason why they say it is not for Imam Hassan, because of some words that Imam Ali has used in this, which they say, how can the Imam say this to Imam Hassan? But I think if you pay attention, you can realize he is not addressing Imam Hassan with these sifat. He is saying something very generic, but he has to address it to his son. And I think the most trustworthy son is Imam Hassan. He would give this to Imam Hassan alayhi salam. Is this something that is normal to do, common to do, for fathers or mothers to give a wasiyah to their children? Yes. It is quite common in the traditional cultures. Even before Islam, you can find many philosophers, many scholars, at the end of their life, they would give some advice to their children. Even our ulama, Sayyid ibn Tawus, for example, has written his wasiyah became an entire book that he's written for two of his sons. What do people do when they give this final sort of will? Most parents, and we also have, by the way, the wills of the mothers for their daughters, for their sons. What is the point of writing this? Why do some parents feel that as they age, they want to tell something to their children? The main reason is that the parents have gone through 50, 60, 70 years of life. And they have experienced a lot of things that their child will never experience actually. Their children will never experience. And it's not that they can necessarily teach them that experience. No, they cannot teach them that experience. If my parents grew up in a village and they had some hardships, I can never experience that. I don't live in that village. I live in a city. I grew up in a city. If my parents used to walk for 40 minutes to go to school, I can never get that experience. My school is down the street, for example. So they cannot transfer that experience, but they can transfer the wisdom that they gained from those challenges and those life experiences. They can transfer those. They can tell them, for example, hard work is required to achieve anything in life. They can tell them that, hey, patience is required to achieve anything in life. And then they can relate it back to their life experiences. They can say, patience is very much a virtue. Just like us, we used to travel to school, for example. They can give those examples to their children. Brothers, today, this is even more important. From the time of the Prophet till the Battle of Siffin, the changes in the Muslim Ummah were not that drastic. It is not like they're building some new technologies. No, slowly things are changing, but it's not drastic. But after Imam Ali alayhi salam, when the Bani Umayyah will come, and the lands will expand even more money will come in, the world will change quite a lot, the Muslim world. So Imam Ali is giving advice to his children in that context, that he knows things are about to change. Brothers, what does that mean for us, brothers and sisters? What does that mean for us? the changes that used to happen in the past would happen over many decades, even centuries. Meaning, let's say in the Bani Umayyah era, for example, 60, 100 years Bani Umayyah ruled, the grandson and the grandfather probably experienced a very similar life. If the grandfather was living in a brick home or a mud home, the grandson is also living in a brick home. If the grandfather is traveling on a camel or a horse, the grandson is also traveling in a camel. So there's not that much technological changes. There are, I'm not saying there's nothing, there are changes happening, but very little. It's not a significant change. But yet Imam Ali is giving this advice. What about for us? Our fathers, the life that they experienced and the life that the little kids over here are experiencing is literally, as they say, Zameen Asman Farq. They did not even live this life, and the kids did not even live that life. Nothing, there's actually no resemblance. Up until me growing up, there was no phones. Like, we didn't have phones growing up, right? Internet was just dial-up. My grandfather doesn't even know what internet was. He never experienced that era. This change is happening extremely quick. And now we are on the verge of AI, with even significant exponential changes that we cannot even envision what's about to happen. So the changes that are happening are far more drastic and far quicker. So that means, as parents now, as elders, who are maybe reaching the end of our life, we need to have some advice, some practical advice, some preparation that our children can sort of take and move forward with that in their lives. Have we prepared our children for what the world is about to experience in the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years? Have we done anything? Have we set up any educational institutes? Have we set up any educational programs? Have we set up any research programs? What is the programming in our masajid looking like? What are we doing? Like daily, let's say weekly, daily, monthly, yearly. What are we actually doing? What is the planning that is being done to make sure that this child that grows up, who is going to live a life that is totally different to what you have already lived? Let me show you just the introduction of Imam Ali's sermon over here, so you can see how Imam Ali alayhi salam describes the father, what he has gone through, and the child. And with the description of the children, us, we're now older, we are the ones, sort of the older generation, we have to make a plan for our next generation. This is the whole game. Political situation, brothers, is going to change next year, most likely, right? You can already see the sort of rhetoric that the next party is going to bring. And maybe, if you remember Stephen Harper's time, it was already getting a little bit, tough. They shut down the embassy, and so the Iranian embassy shut down. My passport came that same day for Qom, right? And they were about to start surveillance, if you remember that whole thing. And now the next party, that when they come again, already the rhetoric, you can see where it's going to go. It's going to become pretty tough for us. And if we become the 51st state, then Allah Malika, I don't know what will happen if we become the 51st state. Okay? The Imam says in this will, look how he describes himself first. He says, Min al-walid al-fani, from the father who is al-fani, fana, who is about to be finished, is about to die. Even though Imam Ali died a few years later, but he knows this is now the end. And a father who acknowledges the hardships of the times. Brothers and sisters, if you look at Imam Ali's sermons, you see a lot of condemnation of the dunya. And this is something Imam Ali experienced in his life. The Imam, with the Prophet, he had a lot of attention. The Prophet was keeping him in the spotlight. Even in the time of the first three caliphs, he was there. They kept asking him for advice, consultation. It's not that he completely disappeared. He was there. But after the Battle of Siffin, now he's realizing even his own companions have been bought out by Muawiyah. Muawiyah is paying them bribing them. People are losing faith. And the Imam realizes, and he says again and again and again, this is the nature of the dunya. This is the experience that Imam Ali had, and he kept trying to tell us that. And this is enshrined in Nahj al-Balagha from the beginning till the end. Don't get so excited about the dunya. You as a mu'min should be in such a state that when you get something from the dunya, you don't get too excited. And when you lose something, you don't get too upset. Because that is the nature of the dunya. It comes and it goes, comes and it goes. One day you're famous, one day nobody is there to support you. One day no one's there to support you, next day you're the king. Right? That's the nature of dunya. And the Imam kept telling us this. So he says, I am acknowledging the difficulties of the the times. Al-Mudbir al-Umar. Someone who has turned away from this life now. I'm done with this. Al-Mustaslim lid-Dahr. Mustaslim is someone who does taslim. Someone who has submitted himself to the calamities of the time. He is not painting a delusion in his mind that, oh, sometimes the Muslims are like this. We might be losing. No, we're still winning. Or we are like this and we are the best and we have control over the whole world and we can destroy anybody. Brother, they're dropping bombs on you every single day. Just on the drive here, they just bombed South Lebanon again. Just on the drive here I was reading. Imam Ali is not delusional. He is realizing that his companions have been bought out by Muawiyah, and now the next 2 years, even though they won the battle of Nahrawan, but he knows the next 2 years are going to be very tough. And that's why he remained in Kufa. And who has realized and condemned the evils of this dunya. And who is living in the abodes of the dead, and he is due to depart from this dunya any day. So look, he is writing a letter to his son. He's not writing this when he gets home and the battle is finished, let me go home, let me get some rest, let me go on a vacation, then I'll write. He is writing this wasiyah or dictating it on the return back from Siffin, on one of the stops. Which shows that the tarbiyah is not, you cannot use excuse. Even the war is not an excuse to not do tarbiyah of your children. Even in a war, if you get an opportunity to do tarbiyah of your kids, your next generation, do it. This is what the Imam Ali is doing. But brothers, for us, the elders, older generation, the uncles, the aunties, the brothers, the sisters, what's important for us to know is the description of the children and the youth. And we have to figure out, given this description that the Imam is giving of the youth, what is the best sort of solution for them? Is the way that we are doing things right now, is this the way to continue? Brothers, I'm just finishing off my master's in education right now. Inshallah, almost done. I just took a course in AI in education at UFT. And really, I can, just within the course, you can tell things are about to change so much. Are the decisions that we make in our communities or in our schools, in our institutes, are they research informed or are they not? You guys are all working, whether you have a business or you work corporate jobs. Whenever a company makes a decision, it's based on some research, all right? When you launch an ad for your company, some research is done. Who is the target audience? What's the demographic? Who are we targeting? Not like the PIA ad that came out recently. I don't know if you guys saw. Flights to Paris. They didn't do their research, right? Maybe the one who made the ad was a young kid. Maybe he didn't live in 9/11, time of 9/11. Okay, but a little bit of research would have shown him that, hey, maybe I should not make this poster. So look, research-informed decisions. Unfortunately, we in our communities generally don't do that. We just keep going with the flow. Whatever is happening, just let it ho raha. Times have changed. Times have changed. I went to this mosque in Newport in Wales. So England is very fascinating. Like they have old churches that they have bought, and the church is now a Husseiniya or Imam Barga or Masjid. So it's very common in England. And this was in a place called Newport in Wales. And so this mosque has been there since it is from Shaheed Arif Hussein's time, this center over there. It's very old. And when I went to that center, it was as if I was still in, they were from one of the villages in Pakistan. It was as if I'm still in that village of Pakistan from the 60s. And I said to them, I said, brothers, when you got this Imam Barga, I'm sure outside the masjid probably didn't look the way it looks right now. It's probably a farmland or something. Now when you come outside, it's a well-developed city, roads and bus stops and train station. I said, look, the world outside has completely changed. But you inside are literally in the same as if you're still in the 60s and 70s. That's the danger. And then issues happen in the community, issues happen with the youth. You have big scandals that happen amongst the children. Then the parents get worried, oh, what did we do wrong? No, you're doing something a lot wrong. You're not listening to what the Imam is saying. The Imam says, إِلَى الْمَوْلُودِ الْمُؤَمِّلْ مَا لَا يُدْرَكْ. I'm writing this to my son, to my children, to my youth, who are yearning for what is not to be achieved. The youth are very ambitious. Ye bhi kar denge, wo bhi kar denge, khayali pulao banate hain sir. Like they want to love, nowadays everybody wants to start a business and think, okay, they want to do a lot of stuff. And they're not willing to listen to their elders. Elders don't know anything. That's the general sentiment in the youth, by the way. Okay, I'm in schools. I can see the sort of thinking that these kids have, but they don't understand that they're not gonna get stuff by just dreaming about it. You have to put in the work. If you look at the educational standards right now in Ontario, most kids can barely write and read. Even when they're writing as if they're typing on Discord or something. Like that's the type of typing that they're doing in schools. Grade 7, 8, grade 9 kids even in high school. That's the level of education. What are you going to do in your life? So Imam Ali is saying, hey, to the children who have a lot of ambitions, but you're not going to achieve most of these ambitions because you're not actually focusing on where you need to focus. It's what they call khayali pulao. Just, we'll do that. And who is treading the path of those who have died. Hey, my youngsters, my youth, you are treading the path of those who have died. They also lived a life. You're living a life. Why don't you take the opportunity to look back a little bit and learn from their experiences? Why are you so full of takabbur? Right? The ego in the youth. I'm young, I'm jawan. So the ego comes in. Imam Ali is saying, no, look at the lives of the many thousands and billions of people, not thousands, billions of people who have already lived this life. They have all died. You're just the next generation of that. And one who is the victim of the ailments. Okay? Ailments, different diseases, different intellectual problems. And who is entangled in the worries of the day. Okay, am I going to get a job? Am I going to graduate? That's the mind of the youngsters. Okay, or what's the next celebrity? When's the next Taylor Swift concert happening in downtown? This is actually the life of an average youth. I always tell the brothers and sisters who come to the masjid, brothers and sisters, you guys are a minority. If you're coming to the Hussainiya masjid, praying 5 times a day, it's actually a minority. Doesn't seem like majority of the Muslims they're not that serious. Okay? So firstly, we should say Alhamdulillah for that blessing, that we are able to attend, we're able to come. Many people don't pray. Many people don't pray. It's very normal. Many people don't fast. For somebody who fasts regularly, prays regularly, it might be a shock. And there's Muslims that don't pray. Yeah, brother, it's very common. Many Muslims don't pray. And their biggest worries are the issues of the days. My job, my work, my money, my marriage, my this, my that. And who is the target of hardships and the slave of the world. They say slavery is finished. All of us know it's not finished. All of us know slavery is not finished. They just changed the form of it. We are now enslaved by big corporations. We are now enslaved by big lobbies. They're controlling the show. And we are unfortunately enslaved by these systems and these paradigms. And to change them, it's not going to happen in my lifetime. It will take maybe centuries. But it will only happen even after a few centuries if you put the right trajectory. Otherwise, even it won't change. And the youth, the youngsters, they are tajirul ghurur. Subhanallah, this is so beautiful. Tajirul ghurur. They trade with deception. They think they are getting something amazing in return. But they are just getting fooled. Youngsters, a good example for the elders that over here, even for some of the youth who might be listening, maybe they're not married. Sometimes you fall in love, okay? You want to get married, you're young, you're 21, 22 years old, you go to McMaster, you go to York University, and you're like, man, I need to get married, right? And love is blind. Everybody knows that. And you're like, no, I need to marry this girl. No matter what happens, I'm going to marry this girl. Or the girl says, I'm going to marry this boy. The youngster is not able to factor in all of the variables required for a successful marriage. Meaning, for example, hey, some sort of cultural connection should be there. It helps. Some sort of, what are the parents saying? Parents' involvement, it's very important. Language, it's very important. What are your future plans? Very important. But the youngster, the youth, because of no experience, they think, bas yehi hai. Now I propose, we get married, and then we will figure something out. No, that's not how it works. So over there, when your father, your mother is being a little bit, calm down, slow down, let's wait. And the youth is very agitated. Well, my parents don't understand. No, your parents understand really well, actually. You don't understand. I have 4 kids. Okay, I was the same, brother. I'm in the same boat with all of you. Right? So love is blind, but your parents are right. Parents have a lot of wisdom. Okay, they may not be 100% right all the time. And I ask the parents to make it easy for your kids to get married. Please make it easy for your kids to get married. But brothers and sisters, the youngsters, your parents have wisdom. And you may be thinking, oh, I'm marrying such a perfect person. But you are making that trade for deception. You might be. So be very, very careful. That's what the youth are doing. And you are an ally of worries. All you have, you're full of worries. My degree, my program, my credits, my marks, and you think this is what the whole world's going to be about. All the time, that's all your worries are about. And so on. He says, a neighbor of grief and a victim of distress, and one who has been overpowered by their desires, shahawat. That's the biggest issue amongst a young man or a young lady, that they are overpowered by their desires. Desire for wealth, desire for money, desire for carnal desires. So brothers and sisters, if we as elders, okay, the elder generation, wants to now make a plan for this young boy or girl, and we want to make sure that they stay on the path, not just stay on the path, but all the efforts that we have done, whatever we were able to do, right? Whatever we were able to do within our capacity, that this youngster should now take our effort and now take it forward, not finish it or break it or destroy it. So what do we have to do for that? This is the million-dollar question. What can I do if this youth over here has all of these issues? Their mind is busy over here, they're full of shahawat and this and that. What can I do for this child, for this young man, young lady, young girl, that they can be educated and trained and disciplined in a way and nurtured in a way that once I die, and we will all die, that they can continue the message and the path and the efforts that we have done. What do we have to do, guys? This is the question. I think for me, Imam Ali alayhi salam, we need to understand that knowledge and wisdom is the ultimate criteria, brothers and sisters. It is the ultimate criteria. I know some people might say, oh, you work in schools. So you are saying, well, I didn't always work in schools. I didn't always work in schools. I worked in school because I knew that knowledge is the ultimate thing. Right now, the Muslim Ummah is not in a good situation. And in fact, it has not been in a good situation for the last couple of 100 years. Do we have any answer for the situation and the context that we are in? When I moved to Qom, I had this question came to my mind, and it has bothered me for many years now. That how could I be saying that I'm on the haqq, that I am the believer in the Wiladat of Amir al-Mu'mineen, I'm a follower of Imam Ali alayhi salam, who is, as I said, the legend of Islam. No one has an issue except the Nasibi, exclude the Nasibi, that's not my turn. No one has a problem with Imam Ali, not even the Sunnis. The archetype of knowledge and wisdom, I'm supposed to be his follower. So how is it possible for me to live in a world where, guys, nothing actually belongs to me in this world? All that you see is designed and made by non-Muslims. These technologies, the TV, this iPad, right? The mic I'm using, the airplane, the AI, the internet, the publishing, printing press. Nothing is made by us, like nothing I can own. The Muslims did this. Yeah, you want to talk about 500, 800 years ago, TK, you can stay in history, brother. You can stay in history. I'm talking about now. In grade 8, I saw this, they showed us this documentary. It was from CBC or something, I don't know what channel it was. Documentary, grade 8 social studies. 100 most important inventions in the world. So, you know, we were like 12-year-old, 13-year-old kids were watching, you know, aeroplane bhi ban gaya hai, all these, yeah, aeroplane will be number 1. No, or internet will be number 1. No. Finally, number 1 came, and they said number 1 is the printing press. I was 12 years old. I said, in Farsi, printing press. What is this nonsense, printing press? As you grow up, as I grew up, started reading, brother, printing press changed the way knowledge is transmitted. When the West made the printing press, between that year and the year that the Muslims first printed a book is 300 years fasla. 300 years. They are far ahead of us, guys. They are far ahead of us. And this is very scary. And whenever I read Nahjul Balagha, I read these ahadith, I read the seerah of the Prophet, I read the seerah of Aimma alayhimus salam, I'm noticing their entire life is just teaching and education, teaching and learning, teaching us. Aslan, you say fiqh Jafari, Imam Sadiq is known for his madrasa at the end of the day. He's known for his madrasa. You are proud of Imam Sadiq because you say he had 4,000 students. That's why you're proud of him. Are we living up to that standard or no? Are we thinking about it in that sense? Are we creating any structures where we can continue to produce and educate thousands of people? Or are we just secluded and scared and have an inferiority complex? We are not living up, unfortunately, to the teachings of Amir al-Mu'mineen, and it has to be a community effort, and it's something that we have to think about. I'm very sorry for making this very depressing. Okay, that's why I read the qasida in the beginning. If you want, I can read another qasida at the end. But anyways, but brother, I am very, very, you know, the last year or two, all of us, I'm sure, have been very caught up with the news, and you cannot be a Shia if you are not alim bi zamani. You cannot be a Shia. You cannot be a Mu'min if you don't know what is happening in the world. If you don't know how to connect Imam Ali to today, there's a problem. If you don't know how to connect the Prophet to today, your life, there's a problem. If you don't know how to connect Imam Mahdi alayhi salam to your life today, there's a problem. There has to be a difference between someone who says, I am a believer in the Walaya, and someone who says, I'm not the believer in Walaya. There has to be some difference, right? What is the difference? What is the difference? If the one who doesn't believe in Walaya is successful and has, you know, money and technology, his akhlaq is also good, everything is good, they're progressing and all that, and the one with Walaya is suffering, and now they have this defensive mechanism that, oh, you know, we don't care about anything, and, you know, inshallah, you know, they can come and attack us and we can be humiliated. All those ahadith that says, do not do zillat of yourself, kidhar ki sari, what was the point of all those teachings of the Imams? Don't humiliate yourself. Right now we are in a state of humiliation, Muslim Ummah. I personally cannot see myself as someone who is claiming openly that I'm a believer in Islam, I'm a believer in the Prophet, I'm a believer in the Imamat of Imam Ali, and I'm so proud of him, and yet I am in a state of humiliation. This is something I cannot connect in my mind. This is called cognitive dissonance. This is cognitive, and this is where the identity crisis starts amongst the youth. The average youth comes in, all the things, the amazing things he's seeing is from the non-Muslims. Comes to our masjid, maybe our mic is not working, or our this is not working, or TV is not working, and this is, Guys, don't think these things don't matter. In the mind of the youngsters, these things, they are observing these things. In our culture, we don't even like to do business with our own people. Right? We don't even like to do business with our own people. Why? How come in the Jewish community, they will travel from one city to another town because they know in that town there's a business owned by one of their community. They will go support. Why? Even sometimes the quality may not be that good, but they know they have to support their own people. We're complete opposite. Gora se kaam karenge. Right? Nothing against Goras. This is, I meant that in Urdu. So, brothers and sisters, that's what I wanted to share with you guys tonight. A little bit of wisdom from Amirul Mu'mineen alayhi salam, that he, in the most difficult of times, in a time of war and a time where the Khawarij are emerging, Muawiyah is going to dominate himself. And I want you to, I'm not saying this very explicitly, but I want you to think about it right now in the current times with Syria. Okay? Syria, the situations that has happened over there, we're in very difficult times now. What is the geopolitics going to look like in that region? And what does it mean for us? What's going to happen when the next political parties are going to come into power? What does it mean for me? What does it mean for us? What does it mean for my connection with my ummah, with my civilization that exists? I'm not detached from my land. At the end of the day, no matter how much you try, you're still Pakistani, Indian, Iranian, Iraqi, Arab. You're going to be that in their eyes, no matter what happens. Don't just flaunt your passport. You know this is all modern nation state stuff. ये 200 साल पहले बनाया उन्होंने passport. तो खत्म हो जाएगा. Right? And then we already know from experience what they did with the Japanese in World War II. वो भी Canadian थे. Okay, so these things, don't get too excited about these type of things. So Imam Ali alayhi salam, he says, I want to end with this statement in the same sermon. He says, إنما قلب الحدث كالأرض الخالية, that the heart of a young child is like al-ard al-khaliya, an empty land. ما ألقي فيها من شيء قبلته, whatever you cultivate in it, whatever you sort of put in it, it will accept it. So I hastened to mold you properly before your heart becomes hard. Before your heart, qalb, becomes hard. This, brothers and sisters, is our mission. If there's any other mission, then I don't know, because all I read in the Quran, يُزَكِّيهِمْ وَيُعَلِّمُهُمُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةِ. This is the whole point, that the Prophet was sent. And Imam Ali alayhi salam is not on a different mission from the Prophet. It's the same mission. It's not that, yeah, Prophet came, he taught something, and now Imam Ali is doing something else. No, Imam Ali is doing the same thing. Knowledge, wisdom, and so on and so forth. And so, brothers and sisters, my biggest request and dua is for all of us. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to get us to think a little bit about our status quo, what we are doing. Our next generation is going to go through some very tough times. As Lady Fatima Salamullah alayha said in the يَعْرِفُ التَّعَلُونَ غِبَّمَا أَسَّسَ الْأَوَّلُونَ. Lady Fatima said in the time of the Fadak incident to the Caliph, that what you are doing today, يَعْرِفُ التَّعَلُونَ غِبَّمَا أَسَّسَ الْأَوَّلُونَ, that the future generation is going to realize and experience what you are doing today. So we don't want to be the people that in the next generation, when our children come, they come back and say, I wish our parents did something different for us. I wish our ancestors and parents made some proper institutes, research, education, taught us skills that we need to survive in this world, in this context. And not just survive, make a positive change. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to unlock and allow us the capacity, give us the capacity to understand the wisdom of Amirul Mu'mineen, which is a very difficult task. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to sincerely give us the capacity to be able to read the words of Imam Ali alayhi salam, not be deceptive and don't lie to ourselves that we are followers of Imam Ali. May Allah forgive us for any such lie that we utter. May Allah give us the capacity to read the words of Amirul Mu'mineen and understand them and learn from them, and most importantly, act upon them, think about it. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to please forgive all of our shortcomings and all of our mistakes and all our sins that we have committed. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by the right of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam to please extinguish the fire that may be burning for us in hell. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to please assist all of the mu'mineen, all of the mazlumeen in the lands of the Muslims, in Palestine, in Lebanon, in Parachinar, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Yemen, all the countries, all of our countries, brothers and sisters. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to please assist all of them, all of the mazlumeen. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to please assist all of those who are helping to serve the cause of Islam. We ask you to please aid all the scholars, all the maraji, all of those who are helping different projects, different initiatives in the community or globally. We know, O Allah, that the solution to many of our problems is the hastening of Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam. We ask you to enable us to be one of his close companions and hasten his reappearance, inshallah. رحم الله من قرأ الفاتحة مع الصلوات. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. ديني إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. استقيم صراط الله.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm just going to present the salam for Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Salawat. Ya Nabi salam alayka, Ya Rasul salam alayka, Ya Habib salam alayka, salawatullah alayka. Fakhri Adam, fakhri Hawa, فخر نوح فخر يحيى فخر إبراهيم وموسى فخر إسماعيل وعيسى. يا نبي سلام عليك، يا رسول سلام عليك، يا حبيب سلام عليك، صلوات اللہ عليك. میرے مولا میرے سرور ہے یہی ارمان امت، پہلے قدموں پہ رکھے سر، پھر کہیں سر کو اٹھا کر یا نبی سلام علیکہ، یا رسول سلام علیکہ، یا حبیب سلام علیکہ، صلوات اللہ علیکہ. لی خمسۃ اطفی بہا حر الوباء الحاتمہ، المصطفى والمرتضى وابناهما والفاطمة، علي حبه جنة قسيم النار والجنة، وصي المصطفى حقا إمام الإنس والجن صلوات محمد وآل محمد.
بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. السلام علیکم یا رسول اللہ، السلام علیکم یا امیر المؤمنین، السلام علیکم یا فاطمہ الزہراء سید نساء العالمین، السلام علیکم یا حسن المجتبی، السلام علی الحسین وعلی علی ابن الحسین وعلی اولاد الحسین وعلی اصحاب الحسین. السلام